What's going on, everybody? Welcome back for episode 25 of Hit the Books podcast. No Mackie this week. He's on vacation. Huff and I taking over. Lots of stuff to go over, starting with the MLB. We're starting to get a deal together. Looking forward to a good season. Opening day, beginning of April here. NFL talk, Calvin Ridley, big time better. The kind of guy I'm looking for, you know what I'm saying? More details on that coming up. What's happening, Huff? How you been, buddy?
Pretty good. Not too much going on, as you said. We're without Mackie this week, but gonna have a good week in sports this past week. A lot happening with the NFL offseason, and obviously, as we know, we have the NHL going, and the NFL or in the NBA. College basketball's in its prime time, getting ready to go into March Madness, and like you said, obviously the Major League Baseball agrees on the deal, so something happening all over the sports world this week. So definitely a good week, and as we look ahead into late March and early April, we have a lot going on with college basketball and baseball coming back, so I'm definitely excited for it.
Heck yeah. All right, let's jump right in. I think this new MLB deal is kind of interesting. April 7th being opening day this year, only 1 week later than initially planned. So, Huff, you said it. They were able to get a deal relatively quickly. You know, it didn't take them too long to figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, they said they were pretty close, and I saw on Twitter from Jeff Passan, the ESPN baseball reporter, a tweet that he retweeted from someone saying a statement from Manfred saying like his honor was to be like a friend with the players and be friendly with the players, and I guess he kind of went out of his way and kind of leaned a little bit. I didn't actually get to look into it too much of the agreement, but Jesse, I don't know. Do you know anything if they agreed on the expanded playoff? I know the designated hitter was agreed on.
Yeah, designated hitter was agreed on. 2 more playoff teams, so upping from 10 to 12. That's really all I really read.
It did go 10 to 12. Yeah, there was a couple other things that I didn't look into. Yeah, I'm definitely excited to get baseball back for sure. So, like you said, April 7th, might have to make it out to a couple games early on. I like going to the definitely opening day for sure. It's always fun when it first comes back. Baseball coming back is like, fucking winter's over.
You are absolutely right.
Yeah, I'm excited for baseball. Like I said, like last podcast, my first year playing fantasy baseball, I'm hyped for that. I've done like 15 mock drafts. I'm definitely excited. So
I'm excited to hear about that. Some other notes on the MLB. A full 162-game season will be played. Other games will be extending the regular season by a few days off the back end. 9-inning doubleheaders rather than 7-inning variations seen in 2020 and 2021 due to the pandemic. So there'll be 9-inning doubleheaders again are coming up here. Spring training starting up this weekend. Exhibition games starting late next week, starting on March 17th. So we're going to see some spring training baseball here quickly and then right into opening day.
yeah, we're what? How many weeks out? It's 3 weeks out. 4 weeks.
Yeah, 4 weeks.
4 weeks out. Yep. No, we're getting there for sure. But yeah, as we wait on baseball, we still got, like I said, basketball and hockey in full swing right now. So we haven't been too hot on the hockey bets right now, so I expect better from us. So believe us, we'll get back on that. So I don't know, Jesse, you got anything else to say about? You want to get into some NHL talk?
Yeah, let's talk about some NHL. A lot of, we haven't been doing too hot, buddy. Not loving it.
Past couple nights have been rough, but like I said, and when we were texting about it, for every hot week we have, we're gonna have a week or two like this. So you just gotta stick with us. I have faith in us to get back from this, but yeah, definitely a lot of fire games in the NHL. Tonight was a big slate. A couple games I had the past week. I'm trying to think of a couple nice bets I had. Last night I had the Canucks, and obviously we had the Capitals. That wasn't a good one, so I did hit on the Canucks. So I've been all over the NBA, kind of like with this little cold streak we've had with the NHL. I've kind of jumped on the NBA, so we're coming down to the stretch with the NBA too. So if like we look at the standings right now, the Suns 53-13. 66 games into the season, so they play 82. We're getting down to the NBA playoffs. I love the NBA playoffs, so a lot going on. Obviously, the Suns with the best record in the NBA, as I just said, 53-13. The Grizzlies not far behind them at 45-22. And then the Warriors sitting right there, 45-22, or 44-22. So Eastern Conference a little bit tighter of a matchup right now as we see Miami with the first seed. 44-23. This Miami team, Bam Adebayo, Kyle Lowry, so Jimmy Butler, hero, sixth man of the year. It's kind of, I don't want to say what I expected to see of this Miami Heat team, but a lot of people, when they made it to the finals a couple of years ago, they didn't think that they would be back in this kind of finals contention, and I thought they would. That team was built to win, and it still is, so I definitely think the Heat could be finals contenders, but not far behind the Heat are the Milwaukee Bucks, sitting at the second seed at 42-25. Then we got the new look Philadelphia 76ers with James Harden coming over in a trade from the Brooklyn Nets. So a lot going on in basketball lately. It's been fun to watch. So definitely a lot going on. I'm definitely excited for these NBA playoffs. So Jesse, I know you're not too into the NBA, but definitely playoffs. We gotta get you. We gotta get you on the NBA more.
100% agree. No, I'm liking the Eastern Conference. I like it's such a tight matchup. Suns kind of have the Western Conference by good hold right now.
Yeah, with the absence of Chris Paul, that could come into play with how the Grizzlies are playing with John Morant. John Morant fucking on a tear right now. So who knows what's going to happen in the Western Conference. I definitely think the Grizzlies kind of are in the driver's seat right now with the situation they're in, but being 8.5 games back, 20 games to go or so. So they're going to have to go on a streak and hope the Suns kind of drop a couple. I had the Suns plus 4.5 last night in Miami, and Suns got the win. So it was a good game. 2-1 seeds. So Phoenix went on the road and got the win outright. They killed them, Miami.
Yeah, they did. That was a great hit. I was in Miami last night.
Yeah.
Alrighty, let's jump into some NFL talk. Russell Wilson to Denver. Broncos giving up Drew Lock, Noah Fant, Shelby Harris, 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and a 5th-round pick. Seahawks giving up Russell Wilson and a 4th-round pick. Seattle clearly starting to rebuild here, Huff. What do you got?
Me being, I'd say, a big Russell Wilson fan, him being obviously my favorite player in the NFL, and being a Seahawks fan past however many years of my life that he's been with Seattle. So this was definitely big news for me to see whenever I got the headline and come across my phone. So I am excited for him, though. I think this is a good team for him to go to. I didn't think it was too realistic for him to leave Seattle. Obviously, I was kind of biased. I wanted him to become the Steelers. I thought it was kind of an option after Rodgers landed in Green Bay. That was one less place for Russ to go because obviously I thought if Rodgers would have left Green Bay, obviously now we know he signed the big deal, but I thought if Rodgers would have left Green Bay, if Russ were to leave Seattle, I thought if Devontae Adams somehow were to stay in Green Bay, which obviously wasn't going to happen if Rodgers left, but it goes on and on now. So all these teams that are struggling right now, especially Steelers with a whole quarterback with Big Ben just retiring. So definitely have a lot of things going forward. A rebuild year, 2, maybe 3 going forward. So definitely don't want us to go quarterback this year. I think there's a couple options of who I'd rather next year if everyone were to go in the draft. But yeah, definitely a big move. I'm definitely excited for Russell Wilson's future in Denver. But like I said, I'm looking into putting a little future on the Broncos, or I saw them plus 1,200 at one point yesterday or 2 days ago before it first happened, or right after it happened. It was like plus 1,700, and then it dropped right to 1,200. I wish I could have got it at 17, but I'm gonna do a little bet for it at 12. So I think, I don't know. He Peyton Manning went there and won a Super Bowl. So not saying Russ is Peyton Manning, but it's just Denver's like, I feel like quarterbacks just go to Denver and just win. But I mean, obviously the past couple of years that hasn't worked for them with the list of quarterbacks that they've had: Keenum, Bridgewater, Drew Lock. So I think it's different with Russ. This offense, Javonte Williams, the running back from North Carolina, Jerry Jeudy, Portland Sutton. So I think this team in Denver is going to be nice, especially if they get Von Miller back. That's going to be big. Bradley Chubb on defense, Justin Simmons. They have a nice team. Patrick Surtain. Denver's going to be nice. So I definitely see value in them plus 1,200 to win the Super Bowl. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch Russ in Denver. Denver's always an interesting one to watch. I feel like they're going to be.
I've honestly never been a Denver Broncos fan. Now I'm going to be a Denver Broncos fan. So.
Heck yeah, I love that. You get a jersey yet?
No, dude, I don't have them yet. I haven't looked yet.
I got a trend. The Broncos have used 11 different starting quarterbacks since Peyton Manning's retirement for the 2016 season, tied for the most in the NFL over that span. Washington football team, now the Washington Commanders, also coming in using 11 starting quarterbacks since then.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting.
I did see something like that. But yeah, that is crazy. But they definitely got their guy. Elway went out and got his guy, Russ. So I think he's going to look good in the orange and blue. I'm excited to see him.
Heck yeah. Speaking of quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers staying in Green Bay. Big deal, 4 years, $200 million. Crazy.
Yeah, obviously the deal, they signed him for the biggest deal in NFL history. They make him the highest paid player. I don't know. I wouldn't have done that money, but I don't even know if he's going to play out that money. I don't even know how it's hard to retire. How can you walk away from $50 million a year?
Exactly. I totally agree. And like you said, I don't know why they're paying him that money. Everyone's saying to not pay him that money.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why the Packers gave in so hard. Like I said, if I was the Packers, I would have played hardball.
Absolutely.
Because then they had the franchise tag Devontae Adams, give him all that money. It was just big payday for coming out of the Packers' paycheck. That's for sure.
Big time. I don't know. It's so weird. He's bitching and moaning at the beginning of the year, and then here he is, signing the biggest deal ever.
Yeah, I don't get it. But I mean, I did expect him to stay there. I just didn't think the money was going to be that crazy, honestly.
Yeah, agree with that.
Get a 4-year deal. I don't get a 4-year deal.
He's not staying for 4 years.
On his side, I get a 4-year deal, but on Green Bay's side, they didn't need to go 4 years.
No, not at all. And do you think he's playing another 4 years?
No. What are they doing? What are they going to do with Jordan Love if he stays for 4 years?
Yeah, right. So weird.
I don't get it, but I am excited for, obviously, the NFL. And let's get into the other little NFL story with Calvin Ridley this past week.
Big time better, Calvin Ridley. Gambling on NFL games, violating the NFL's gambling policy by placing 3 multi-leg parlays that include at least one NFL game in November of 2021. He placed them online with the Hard Rock Sportsbook. Parlays consisted of a 3-team, 5-team, and 8-team parlay, $500 on each. Seems like my kind of guy that likes to go for the biscuit, you know what I'm saying? The sportsbook account was not registered in his name. Because of all this, he will be suspended for next season, forfeiting his salary of $11.1 million.
Damn. You dug into that. I didn't know he placed it on, what was the book?
Hard Rock Sportsbook. Not registered in his name.
I was just going to say, so I wonder how they figured it out. Someone had to snitch or something.
I read it. It was a little confusing, but it was along the lines of he placed the bet like real close to like the border of Florida or something, and it's not legal in Florida or whatever, and it threw up a red flag, and someone looked into it and they realized it's coming from like an IP address that is associated with him, like a bunch of nerdy stuff that I understand but is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it somehow got all tracked right back to him through there's like an agency that tracks sports betting markets and who's betting on them and weird trends and things like that, like to help regulate the market and things like that. And that he got caught because they have a database of exactly who the players are and shit.
That's crazy.
It was a weird scenario of how it all went through, but I'm not surprised it happened the way it did.
Yeah.
In today's age, it's all because of the stupid technology.
Yeah.
crazy though. $1,500 and doop, see ya.
Yeah. I think it's funny that he got caught, but I think it's funny how he did. I don't know. Was that tweet real?
I don't know.
I think it's funny if that tweet's real. That's hilarious. So, yeah.
I have no idea if it's real.
I saw all these memes. Obviously, after Russ went to Denver, someone edited the tweet and it was like, "I got $1,500 on the Broncos to win the Super Bowl."
That and then on part of my take, they were talking about. They're like, "Is there a sports book that's giving odds on when Calvin Ridley will score his next touchdown?"
Yeah. Dude, when you look at, did you see the video that like people were accusing him of like fixing games?
Yeah, of him like running back to get tackled.
It does look like he's fixing them.
It's a little weird.
It definitely doesn't look good on his part.
No, not at all.
I don't know. He's definitely got it in a tough spot right now with the NFL.
Weird spot. You don't hear about this too often, and when you do, it's a good story for sure.
Especially with how big, obviously, sports gambling is now with all these big companies, partnering with the NFL. You see all the commercials, everything you fucking watch. It's a FanDuel, DraftKings, MGM commercial. So
yeah, it's getting legal in more states every week, month. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
And if it's legal in their states, obviously they can't bet on their own games. But like these guys, I don't know if they're allowed to bet on like NBA if they want to. But
I don't know the exact rules. I think they might be. I think
Yeah.
there's some way they are allowed to do it, but
I know like what McAfee, or I think it was McAfee said, or maybe it was, I think it was McAfee. He said whenever he would gamble with the casinos, you can go, like you can play blackjack, but you can't, if they offer you a free room because you're playing so much, you know what I mean? Like the rewards, you can't accept the rewards.
yep, I heard him say that. That's just so weird. That's
Like,
again
because
another so weird
that's
situation.
like additional payment for gambling,
Right.
which is stupid because it's a fucking reward. I earned it.
Yeah, especially for playing blackjack.
Yeah, it's a hotel. Like, why does the NFL care about that? I'm not betting on myself. I'm playing blackjack and they offer me a penthouse.
Exactly. Beats me.
Yeah, I don't know. That's tough. Though that could change, but the NFL is going to play hardball on that all day.
They absolutely are. It's only going to get harder.
They have every right to.
You're right.
With how big sports gambling is, I mean, how are we going to sit here and put money on games if we know fucking players are fixing it because they're betting on themselves?
Yeah. Right. That'll ruin it.
Yeah, I won't do it.
Especially, and the NFL needs to. Again, part of my take said the NFL needs to figure this out because, and not have anyone gamble, because if the NFL loses all the TV ratings from gamblers, that's a ton of the market.
Dude, it's like 60% of the NFL market.
It's something ridiculous, yeah. Like unreal numbers.
It's more than half.
I believe that.
I guarantee it. They definitely got to figure this out. They're in a tough spot. I mean, they suspended him for the year. That's definitely a hefty suspension, but he deserved it.
Yeah.
I had him on my fucking fantasy team last year. He didn't play like half the year.
Right. Took his mental health break or something, right?
Yeah, he took like a break to bet on himself.
Yeah, right. So interesting.
And another big trade that we had in the NFL, adding on to this NFL offseason that we've had so far, adding on to the quarterbacks on the other side of the ball, the long-time pass rusher, the fearless Khalil Mack getting traded over from the Chicago Bears. He's going to be joining Joey Bosa in LA with the Chargers to boost this LA Chargers team. Obviously, I said we got Herbert on the offensive side of the ball with Eckler and Mike Williams if he stays, Keenan Allen. Then obviously the defensive side of the ball, Derwin James, Joey Bosa. His team with Khalil Mack is now looking very nice, looking to get in the playoffs. Obviously, last year the Raiders kicked the field goal when they could have tied and kicked the Steelers out, but the Raiders chose to kick the field goal. So Who knows? This Chargers team is going all in for this year. They're getting Khalil Mack, in my opinion.
I like that. That's a good find. Yeah, Bears getting rid of him. Chargers, you're right. They're going all in. I like it. Good stuff.
I think they're definitely sold on their guy being Herbert, but we'll see what he got this year. Is definitely going to be his year to see what he has.
All right. Anything else to add, Huff?
I don't got anything else. Hopefully in the future we can rebound on some bets. Doesn't look like we did too hot tonight, so looking forward this weekend. Tomorrow I definitely have a couple plays that I'm liking, so stay with us this weekend. Let's see where we can go. March Madness, everything ahead. We got baseball coming up, so I'll dabble in some spring training baseball. So I always like watching some spring training, so they're definitely gonna have to look into that. So that's all I got. See you guys next week. Thanks for listening. And Jesse, you got anything else before we sign him off?
I love the idea of betting on some spring training baseball. I think you and I did that like last year. And it was just such a hoot.
Yeah, I had a nice little college baseball bet the other night, like on the college opening day.
That's sweet.
Yeah, I forget. I think it was like I can't even remember. Oklahoma State, maybe Michigan. I forget.
Too bad. That's sweet. Yeah, a lot of good stuff happening around the leagues. We're here to cover it. Stay tuned for the card tomorrow. Small slate in the NHL, but I think we got some good picks coming. Look forward to some college basketball picks coming up. Some spring training baseball, like Huff said, maybe. I think that'd be interesting. So hit the books, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're good to get back on. Tough week, but coming back.
Coming back. Wait on us.
For real.
And that's going to do it for us here on this episode of Hit the Books podcast. Be sure to check us out on our various social media platforms. Instagram at hitthebooks.pod, Twitter at hitthebooks_pod, website at hitthebookspod.com for all the latest on Hit the Books. And be sure to always study hard.
Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.